Welcome, one and all, in here, out there, all around the world. Welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to brace yourself because something good might be happening. Possibly. Because as of this morning, Russia says it's pulling back some of its forces amid the Ukraine crisis. Okay, so Russia might be pulling out. That would be good, right, Joe?
That would be good, but we have not yet verified that. An invasion remains distinctly possible.
Okay, probably smart not to trust Vlad on this one. Dudes like him never pull out when they say they will. But, true story, based on true story. But still, the signs are looking mildly positive. Yesterday, Russia's top diplomat endorsed more talks to resolve its standoff with the West. As part of that diplomatic effort, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz met with Putin at this extremely long table. It's the same one Putin used last week when he met with French President Macron. I think I know why these negotiations are taking so long. If you remove your troops, we'll cut the sanctions. Got it. I will move the tanks in. No thanks, I'm not hungry. One of the reasons we know what's going on with Russia's military is social media, because videos of Russian troops massing on Ukraine's borders are being widely disseminated on TikTok, leading the media to label this conflict the TikTok war. Oh no, not a TikTok war. That would be, I don't know what that would be. I'm 57. I don't. Bang, bang. Instead of TikTok war, can it be just a long-form podcast battle or a stack of old New Yorkers conflict? I don't know. Anyway, here's what's happening. All over Russia and Ukraine, everyday citizens are recording military activity with their phones and posting those videos on social media like this. That really feels bizarre and dystopian, but it is reminiscent of World War II newsreels that would combine troop movements with ASMR.
The troops are marching through the square. Right, left, right, left. War seems pretty cool.
While Russia's military actions play out on the old social medias, the U.S. government is racing to prepare for every potential scenario, which is why the Biden administration has assembled a diverse group of experts preparing a clear series of responses who are being called the Tiger Team. So named because they're ground war experts. The Tiger Teams, thank you. That's really? Very generous. You're very generous. The Tiger Team's job is to come up with a playbook for every eventuality. One way they've been gaming out scenarios is through multi-hour tabletop exercises. So they're playing Risk. They're just playing Risk, which is bad news for Australia. You guys weren't even in this thing, and now you're going to be taken in the first turn. You might want to brace yourselves again, ladies and gentlemen, because it looks like there may be some actual consequences for former President you-know-who. Because New York Attorney General Letitia James has been investigating the former president's family business for tax and/or bank fraud. And as a result of her probe yesterday, the former president's accounting firm dropped his company as a client. If there's any karma in this world, they dropped him for a younger, hotter client. Now, we'll do that right there. Now he's going to need someone else to do his taxes. I suggest H&R Cell Block. We learned, race right there, we got to race right past that one. In and out. We learned from a court filing yesterday that Mazars, the former president's now former accounting firm, says that the financial statements it prepared for him between June 30th, 2011 and June 30th, 2020, quote, should no longer be relied upon. So for those 9 years, no one should trust any of his financial statements or any of his statements. According to one expert, According to one expert, this could be very bad for the former president.
This information could give rise to banks calling their loan, saying, listen, we gave you money in reliance on information that now turns out by your own accounting firm to be inaccurate.
It's very likely the banks might call their loans. He could lose everything and have to move from Mar-a-Lago to Car-a-Lago. Looking at the... Good happening. Turning to news from up north, I'll catch you up on the latest from the maple-flavored nut jobs in our long-running, first-time segment, Whoa, Canada! For the past few weeks, Canadian anti-vaccine protesters have been blocking major trade routes, and while authorities have cleared the bridge into Ontario, the protests keep raging elsewhere, teaching Americans a disturbing lesson. There are different parts of Canada. I thought it was Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver, and they were all within canoe distance of each other. So yesterday, we saw major pushback from Canadian Prime Minister and hot widower dad in a Hallmark Christmas movie, Justin Trudeau. Trudeau turned up the heat to whatever is hot in Celsius, declaring a national emergency to end the trucker protest. That is significant. A national emergency allows a Canadian law enforcement to use their most powerful tool, the hockey stick they use to chase geese away. In other not American news, Prince Andrew has settled the sexual abuse lawsuit filed against him by Virginia Giuffre. Finally, justice, one assumes. Because we'll never know, Andrew did not admit any of Miss Giuffre's accusations against him, and the amount he's paying her is confidential. So all the details will now go into the Royal Palace's Dungeon of Forbidden Knowledge, right between Anne Boleyn's head and a pile of taxidermied corgis. Those, by the way, that joke was rewritten many times, and those were two of the least disturbing things we could think of. One detail we do know, according to the statement announcing the settlement, Andrew intends to make a substantial donation to a charity in support of victims' rights. I believe he's donating the money directly to the Prince Andrew Foundation to stop Prince Andrew. In Tinseltown, Hollywood la-la news, the Oscars are back. And after 3 years of hostless shows, we're getting a whole lot of hosts. Regina Hall, Amy Schumer, and Wanda Sykes. Meaning this year, yeah, 3 good ones. 3 hosts, meaning this year, there could be more people hosting the Oscars than watching them. The Oscars are trying something new this year, caring what the audience thinks, because they're allowing Twitter users to vote on their favorite films regardless whether the film was nominated for an Oscar, and that film will be recognized during the awards broadcast. So, congratulations to this year's Twitter Oscar, Homer Simpson slowly backing into a bush. And that's not all. 3 lucky Twitter voters will be selected to have an all-expenses-paid trip to Los Angeles to present an Oscar award at the following ceremony in 2023. So get ready to hear, and now presenting the award for Best Actor in a Supporting Role, Dame Helen Mirren and Twitter user ButtburgerPimp420. We got a great show for you tonight. My guest is John